Hello, hi. Welcome to Mindshift Talks with Syed Arif. Today we have a special guest, Priyanka Malhotra. She is from Delhi, India. Did her masters in clinical psychologist. One of the famous psychologists. Worked with Sir Gangaram Hospital, one of the renowned hospital in Delhi, and also worked with Indian Air Force as a psychologist and counselor. Hi Priyanka, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hi Sayed, thank you so much for calling me on your show. I am honored to be a part of it. Thank you. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So Priyanka, please tell us a bit about your journey from psychologist to a life coach.
I've been a psychologist for more than 8 years now, and I've worked with few hospitals and the Indian Air Force, and I have currently my own setup. But what I realized was when we are coaching, we give a lot more power in the client's hands, in the other person. So the person feels empowered. So this is what my view has always been, that the person is purely capable of doing anything that he or she wants to. Any individual is, for a matter. So this is why I chose to become a coach. The second reason was that when I am only a psychologist and I'm taking clients, it is a one-to-one session. I'm only impacting one life at a time. And when I'm a coach, I can impact so many lives at the same time. So it is like I'm fast forwarding and doing so many, impacting so many people at the same time, which really brings joy to me.
Wow, that's good to hear. You are on a wonderful mission. I really liked it.
Thank you.
Please tell us a bit about your vision and mission in life.
So what I envision for my life is to spread smiles. I see that wherever I go, I spread smiles along the way. So I want it to be like that. And this is how I envision, not just restricted to India, not restricted by any boundaries, but it should be worldwide. So this is my vision of leading my life in this way, spreading smiles wherever I go. And my mission in this is that I want to impact billions of people, impact their lives, and bring smiles to billions of faces. So this is my mission for the same.
Wow, you have an incredible vision and mission, like bringing smile on people's faces. Like it's one of the incredible mission. I wish you all the best in this journey.
Thank you so much. I remember when I was studying, I was in college, I was doing my graduation. That time, one of my teacher had asked me, why do I smile all the time whenever I meet people? Do I always smile at strangers also? So I thought about it for a moment, and then I realized why I smile. And I would smile because in return, the other person would smile back. And I would love the feeling of it. And that is how I realized that this is the purpose that I am leading my life for.
Wow. Yeah, like smile has so much power. Like when we
Yes.
smile, the opposite person he will smile as usual. So
Yes, totally.
This is one of the best therapy, I believe. Like bringing happiness. Like when we smile, and another person feel happy and he will smile back.
True, and the knowledge that you are the reason for the other person's smile is out of the world.
Yeah. And this is one of the secret to get connect with people. Like connections will happen naturally when we keep smiling, and we most of the person become friends.
Yes.
Yeah. Priyanka, as you are one of the famous psychologists, uh, tell me something about how to lead a. Tell me something about what are your views about stress, like how it adversely affects human health.
Okay. So when we simply talk about stress, it is not so negative in general. It becomes negative when we fail to deal with it effectively. Stress is any demand made on our body. So even if you have to hold a glass of water in your hand, so you will feel a strain in the muscles. That is simply stress. But till the time it is helpful for us, it is eustress. For example, when you have a presentation to give, so you experience some sort of stress and you want to prepare for it. So it motivates you to prepare for that, for the same, and that is eustress. But the point of time when it becomes so much so that we're not able to work effectively and productively towards our goal, that is when it becomes distress, and which negatively impacts us. So
Wow.
for that, we need to know where we are standing at the moment, whether it is becoming distress, is it stopping you from carrying out any action. Sometimes what happens with many students also, it happens, or in before a presentation one gets nervous so much so that one is not able to prepare what they have to, and then the performance deteriorates, and this is the distress which one really needs to work upon.
Yeah, I fully resonate with you what you have said just now, because I still recall, like when I was doing my MBA, okay, there is one subject in MBA like statistics, okay. So in that exam I did not prepare well. I just went to the exam, and it's not because of I did not study well, I did not do good in the exam, but because of stress. I was overthinking. And I was telling to myself, now I did not prepare in the exam, so how I will write, how my performance will improve. Because of that, I did not do very well in that exam. So I fully agree with you.
Yes, totally. So it's not just overthinking. Overthinking is one part of it. There are so many other things associated. Like it will manifest itself in the physical forms. Some start to get aches, backaches, headaches, stomach aches. Some start to feel nauseous. Some even catch a diarrhea around that time. I remember I used to feel like once I was so nervous, I had to be in the loo for so long. I remember that, and then I thought I really need to work upon it. That was when I was in school. So it really motivated me to work upon it, and I found out how I need to deal with it also. But then that is not just me. I'm not talking about just myself. There are so many people, so many other people who feel the physical symptoms upon them, upon their health, like headaches, migraines. These are all an adverse effect of stress only.
Yeah, I agree. And you have explained the concept of stress in a very brilliant way. Like I like, it's very crystal clear, like how stress will surround around us. So
Thank you
now
so much.
you're welcome. So now I have understood about stress, like what is stress and what are the causes of stress. So now tell me how to lead a stress-free life to achieve more success in personal and professional life.
Okay. So the first thing that I feel, and I really suggest everybody, is to have a realization. Most of us are running our lives in an automated mode. So we forget what is impacting us and what is causing our, what is causing us to lead in a particular way, or what is causing us to behave in a particular way. So when we are aware, when we are mindful of what we are doing, it becomes clear. And when we pinpoint what is impacting the cause, if we can find out, then it is very easy to manage it also. Different people have different coping strategies. So you may also be aware of what relaxes you, what soothes you down, and what plan of action you need to take. But it can only come after a realization of what is impacting you.
Wow, that's great. So how to realize that we are in stress? Like what are the symptoms usually?
So mostly it starts with the basic starts with uneasiness. So whenever you are feeling uneasy, anything that is making you uncomfortable, or you're not, even if you're not able to put your finger upon it, but you're feeling uneasy, or when we say, oh, we are slightly off, when we say that, for us, that means there is something that is nagging on us. And that is the thing that is the stressful event in our life. It may be any thought, it may be any feeling, it may be somebody said something to us, it can be anything. But whenever something makes us uneasy, that is the thing that is causing stress to us.
Wow. you have explained in a very brilliant way. I really liked your way of explanation.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So tell us, like, what tips will you give to deal with anxiety? Because as after COVID, many people are going through mental issues, challenges in their life, and in your views, how to deal with anxiety?
Definitely. COVID has really impacted the whole globe, and this pandemic has impacted so many lives. Now, talking about anxiety, when the stress is so much distressing and it is long term, it becomes anxiety. Dealing with anxiety, if it is if you feel it is so distressing that it is impacting not just your personal life, it is also impacting your social life, your occupational life, like in multi spheres, then I would really suggest that if you're not able to work on it solely, then do take consultation from somebody working in the field of the same. But there are certain ways we can effectively deal with the same on our own. So there are known ways to deal with it. The first one that I suggest everybody, all of my clients, is exercising. When we exercise, endorphins are released.
Yeah.
That is how our body functions. But endorphins are released when we exercise enough so that we feel slightly tired or we feel a little cramped in the muscles. And in order to soothe that pain, that is when the endorphins are released. But at the same time, they make us feel good. So when we exercise enough, that is the point of time when endorphins will be released and we will feel good about ourselves or things around us. And that gives us a support. So it's like if you are going to fall, exercise becomes a cushion that you can fall on so that you don't fall hard.
That's true. Agree.
Yeah.
So, yeah, carry on.
So also I would like to add one more point, that is deep breathing. This is also something that I suggest everybody, all of my clients, and I've seen the results through these two techniques a lot, and that is deep breathing. With deep breathing, what happens is we are able to channelize our energy properly. With the exercise also, when there is so much of negativity, it gets channelized, because in a stressful situation, our body is prepared for fight and flight. So either we will want to run away from the situation or we would want to fight the situation. For both, energy is released, and that is just lying idle in the body, but it is released, still released. There are stress hormones that are released at the time of stress. Now, if we are exercising, we are basically channelizing that energy, channelizing that amount of glucose and all the oxygen that is released, all the blood that is pumped faster during that time. We are going to channelize it. We are going to effectively take care of that into something productive rather than it goes down the drain or it goes in a destructive form.
Wow.
And with the deep breathing also, it helps us doing the same. It regulates and brings us back to a state of normalcy. When the stress hormones were released, we need a few deep breaths. What I suggest is 30 deep breaths, 30 counts. And then that brings us to a state of normalcy so that the hormones do not affect us any longer and we are in a normal state and we are fully functional after that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even I heard from some other persons, like breathing techniques will really help us to live a disease-free life.
Definitely.
It will make our mind and body in a very, very what we call in a healthy state. Our mind and body, breathing techniques, or even yoga as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yoga also is exercising plus breathing. So it takes care of the breathing aspect and it takes care of the exercise aspect also.
True. Agreed. So tell me how to handle grief, sorrows, anger, and emotions effectively. Because what I see, like these 4 words like surrounds in everyone's lives. Everyone, these words always bother everyone. So as you are the expert in your field, psychologist, so explain us in a better way to understand better.
Surely. After COVID and during this whole time, these years, we've seen that there's so much grief surrounding us, so much sorrow. We're surrounded by negativity all around, and there is a frustration, a helplessness, and it all leads to anger and so much of emotional build up in ourselves. And we are not getting a proper way to channelize it. And there's so much in the news every time we hear some bad news, and then we feel all the time it is the negativity that is there. Now coming to the grief and handling with the sorrow, the usual cycle is of a human is that we take usually a year or so to move ahead when it is of a loved one. But nowadays what is happening is we're not getting that time. We're not getting that time. Some news is coming, some grief we experience, and then we are forcing ourselves to move ahead because we
Yeah,
have to take care of ourselves also, because this is the time that we do take care of whosoever is luckily alive and safe and healthy, and we need to
correct,
maintain that.
correct.
Yeah. So at the same time, it is important that we take care and we understand that it is okay. It is very natural to experience such emotions because we may be overwhelmed many a times. For us, for people we know, anything that we witnessed around us, and we are stuck at home, all of us, and we
Yeah,
do not get to interact much with people around us. And then there's a constant fear, so we
yeah,
need to be connected in some form with people whom we care about.
yeah. I agree with you. You know, even after this social media and technology has advanced in such a level that people are very virtually connected. Like they are not connected physically, especially families. Like if we see
Yes,
families are, the communication gap is increasing between the families and the communication is becoming very strong in the virtual world.
yes, yes, it is. Totally agreed.
Yeah,
But, there's a lot more when it comes to a physical presence also. So, touch is very important for us humans. As humans, we require some touch in or some support physically from the other person as well. So, you must be knowing, like everybody knows, how powerful a hug is. So, hug is healing and it has so much power in it. But what we fail to understand is that we need to love ourselves also. So if people around us cannot be physically present to support us, the knowledge that they are there is important. Plus, at the same time, we need to make sure that we support ourselves, that we be there for ourselves. So this is also something that I really suggest everybody. This is based on my own experience and my experience with my clients also, that if we take out some time for ourselves, like solely for ourselves, and we talk to ourselves, talk about our insecurities, and at least make sure that we at least are there for ourselves, and we talk to ourselves in front of the mirror, that
yeah,
also is a huge relief. If we hug ourselves, most of us do not do that, but then if we still hug ourselves, it is magical.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you. Like mirroring practice is one of the strong and powerful practice to talk to ourselves. Even if we want
Yes,
to become perfect in any field, like if we want to deliver any presentation or any seminar, anything, if we practice ourselves in front of the mirror, it will have 10x effect. The perfection will
totally,
increase 10 times more.
totally.
Yeah,
And it is very important what we say to ourselves. The most important person in our life is ourselves, and if we say something to us, that has a significant impact.
yeah, yeah. Even if this is one of the activity of imagining ourselves, like we call the power of imagination. Whatever we
Yes,
imagine, we will get. The world will provide. This universe will help us to provide that one.
yeah, the law of attraction works like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. The law of attraction. I agree with you. So you have explained the concept of stress, anxiety, sorrow, grief in a very wonderful way. It's really helped me, and I hope it will help viewers also to understand this concept, to come out from
Yeah,
thoughts and fears, all this. So now,
I hope so too.
yeah. So now, tell me about negative thoughts. I can what I see, even sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times, negative thoughts will surround surround us. And in that situation, most of the people who are surrounded with the negative thoughts, they don't do work more productively, and they don't take wise decisions. And most of the decision what they will take when they are having a negative thoughts are not a good decision. So tell us, like, how to stay away from negative thoughts, and most of the issues that bother us in our life.
Okay. So I would also like to relate the negative thoughts with the stress again. When we are stressed out, there is not just the physiological symptoms or the physical symptoms. There are emotional and cognitive symptoms and behavioral symptoms as well. So the negative thinking is one of the consequences that arises when we are dealing with stress. And negative may be so negative that we start to catastrophize. So catastrophe, we start to think the negative in the extreme way. For example, if something is happening around us which we do not like, we will think that it will come to an end. For example, if it is a relationship and something negative is there in the relationship, we think of ending the relationship, or we think that it is not going to be successful at all. If it is the exams, if the students are thinking about it, then we start to feel that we are totally going to fail them. If it is a presentation in a job or something related to a job or work, then we feel that we are going to be chucked out of the job and the boss is totally going to screw us. So this is what the negative or the catastrophizing is all about. And this comes out of stress. And so that is why it is very important that we deal effectively with it. Now, how to control it is also very important. If we know what is impacting, it becomes easier to control the negative, the thoughts. We need to write down. If we are writing it up, it becomes clear in front of us. When it is only in the abstract form in the head, it will take a form of a huge mountain. It will become Mount Everest in your head. When we start to write, it clicks our brain, and then we start to think, oh, is it really what we are wondering about? Was it really that important that we are giving so much time to it? So when we put it down in a concrete form, our brain wants to take us out of that situation, and it starts to actually work into finding the solutions of the problem. So when we start to write, then we come up with solutions, and we know the solutions very well.
Yeah. The power of writing has really, like, it's really important in our life. Even what the concept what you're explaining now, I have read this concept in one of the Brain Tracy's book that called Eat That Frog. This is one of the best book. It changed my life forever. It's very good on time management and productivity, even how to cut off the negative thoughts from our life, and how to remove stress from our life. So you have explained nicely this one about negative thoughts. So you are a published author. Like, recently you have published a book in Amazon, and your book has become one of the bestseller book. I hope your book name is like Peaceful Mind, like 21-day journey to stress-free life.
Yes.
So can you please tell viewers about what this book is all about, and what are the concepts in this book, and how this book helps someone to live life, stress-free life?
Sure. So what I realized was that out of the hundreds of clients that I experienced and I dealt with them, whosoever followed a particular strategy, they really saw the improvement and they were able to deal with things on their own. So gathering all of those, experiencing those stories, I've put them down in form of a book, so that whosoever reads, I wanted to reach out to so many people, because I want to make an impact on as many lives as possible. Like my mission, I told you, it is reaching out and impacting billions of hearts and billions of people. I want to see people smiling, and this is what my vision is. Now I've put all of that in form of a book. in my journey, whatever I felt worked for people, for myself also, myself included. Like I have gone through so many ups and downs. Everybody must have gone through. Like life is all about this, a roller coaster ride, sometimes ups, sometimes downs.
Yeah.
So what worked for me, I've put it all in there. And not just me, my clients, and the whole strategy. I've also given a 21-day step by step, like each day what one can do in order to overcome that and come to a place where it is all a peaceful mind that exists for them and the stress is gone.
Wow. Wow. I really like the concept. So now tell me, what is the mantra of success for you?
For me, it has always been believing in myself. It's only when I trust myself completely and believe in myself can I go ahead with anything, any task that happens. So for me, nothing is impossible. I can do anything that I want to, and that is my mantra.
Yeah, yeah. Like we have to believe in ourselves. If we believe in ourselves, if we love ourselves, then we can achieve whatever we want, anything we want in our life.
Yeah, we are the ultimate companions of ourselves.
Exactly.
So we have to believe in ourselves because our body, our soul is the one that is going to be with us till the end, till the last breath.
Correct, correct. So being a highly qualified psychologist, what message you want to give it to people to live a happy life, stress-free life, and live their life according to their dreams, vision, and mission?
So the same, what my mantra is, I want to share it with them, and I want to say them that love yourself. If you are going to love yourself, only then people around you are going to love you also.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. Like it's a wonderful experience and it's a good learning for me to understand the stress and how to deal with it. And I hope your concept, the stress, sorrows, all these concepts will really help viewers to come out in their life. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Arif, for being here and helping me spread this message to everybody. I really acknowledge that whatever work you are doing is really fantastic, and I hope everybody just can follow you and they can understand what you're up to. What work you are doing is really impactful and it is going to impact thousands of lives. Great work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. But you know, this work like most like successful people like you who are coming and sharing this thought, that's what this work becoming much better and very good. So for me, like, thank you so much for coming on this show and sharing your thoughts, and it's my pleasure to connect with you, and we will keep in touch. Bye bye.
Surely. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.